How is it going, guys? I hope you had a nice day yesterday. Hope you stayed safe. Looks like it was a pretty boring day yesterday. Quite a lot of chop. I'm not sure if like I, I'm not sure if anyone made money yesterday. I don't think I would have made much. At least now with momentum trading, I've made quite a bit of money selling premium because if the market not doesn't move, all it does is lose vega and decay some theta. So from that point of view, it was actually quite nice, pretty nice day for me. Um, so today I don't have like anything that I find really enticing and that I would want to trade like straight away. I have a list of stuff to look at, but yeah, there's nothing out there that really excites me. So I want to start out with the Japan index here, or Japan ETF, or yeah, it's an ETF. Just to like talk about this real quick because I mentioned it yesterday. So this broke out over this technical level. Now what we want to see is hopefully perhaps like a gap over the upper Celt or a retest of the middle Celt and then go because it hasn't retested the middle Celt here yet. Again, this is not a intraday trader. It does have okay volume, but it moves 20 cents. And look at all the gaps, and so like it doesn't have the range. It doesn't have the volatility that an intraday trader would want to look at. But for a swing, if you want to play like the move up to 61, I think this could be a midterm play at some point if you can find like a pullback to the middle Celt. Other than that, let's go into stocks. BA, they have been underperforming the market the last few days, and I think it's mainly it's of course the market's pulling back, and this is like a big market stock. But there's also news. UA changed planes. United, UAL. They I think they went for Airbus instead of Boeing, and the Max crisis is still kind of lingering. And I am out of internet again, it seems. Let me just check real quick if I have a connection. I do have a tiny one. Tiny connection. Look at that. Fucking stupid. At least I have a connection. And it's been fluctuating a little bit. At least I have a connection. Anyway, so yeah, BA. Now that this is failed at the lower Celt again, I would probably look for a move down to 340, especially if this can fail here at 345.50. This could have a nice move down to the 340 from here, which could be nice, like I don't know, maybe a swing into the end of the week or next week. But nothing because the market is uh, slightly green today. So perhaps this wants to come back, retest like that 351.50 level and the lower Celt before it comes back down. We will see. But I think with all the news, this could have just a little bit more downside before this settles. Shopify, uh, sometimes you regret not chasing. Come on, give me the chart. 9 out of 10 times chasing is a bad thing. This is that 10th time where it would have worked. Like, look at the volume. Of course, now it's too late. Like now, it's like the risk reward is completely out of whack. So I would not long this for the life of me right here. You want to see and a back test, hopefully of the 350 level, which would be nice for a long again in the like medium, like next few weeks, perhaps early next year, and then a breakout. I love the pattern. Like it's like it held these levels really nicely. It's now breaking out of this level, but this is, I mean, we don't see one candle in the last 2 years that's been like this, and now it's had two candles like this that are 20, man, 30 points, 30 points in one candle here, and 22 points in the second candle. So that's nuts. Like this ATR, it used to be around the tens, I remember, and now it's up in 15. So yeah, that's just crazy. Um, so this definitely needs like to take a break, take a rest. I don't know. This must be some kind of news catalyst or something that went on. I guess it has to do with like Black Friday with seasonality kind of stuff. Um, yeah, I don't see anything right off the bat in here that like ah. I haven't read it before, so I'm not going to try and read it now that I'm talking to you guys. But I just wanted to point this out how ridiculous this is. Yeah. Next one, Baba. Baba's holding quite well. Though it failed here at the upper kilt, it's gapping back above it. So if we hold the now 195 kind of level off the open, or at least 194, 194.50, I think this could have more upside. It's just one of the few actually that I am currently like seeing like some bullishness, right? Just for like short-term trades. AMD. What I wanted to point out for you guys here is that I am waiting for this to come back. I tried to get in yesterday. It didn't pull back enough for me to get in, so I left it alone. What I would like to see here is just a bit of consolidation before this keeps going again. After a move like this, like perhaps like something like that, or perhaps something like that. That would be nice. Then the higher low, and then go. Just something that shows like price acceptance, that it's accepting and holding those higher prices before we keep moving. So yeah, again, like some people are probably going to say, "Oh, it did like break that trend line, or it's broken the they called it wedge, flag, whatever it's called." Yes, of course, but it's had a huge run, and I don't think this is going to go straight away again. It's gapping up a little bit, but it has. I don't know. I would much rather see it like wait a little bit, gain some energy, gain like coil up a little bit, and then go for like a nice like 2 or 3 week swing like it did here. Next one, MA. This one, it rejected the upper kilt, but also like rejected like that trend line that it's been following before. So I am looking for this to kind of consolidate like on this higher level here over 282 as well. I don't want this to go straight away. I want this to hold, accept the price, hopefully over 285. That would be ideal. But if it wants to pull back to 282 before it keeps going, I am fine with that. Yeah, just like I don't see this going straight away because it's like it rejected here, made a bit of a lower high. When you look at like some of those lower time frames, like it's rejecting the middle celt on the 4. It's clearly had like lower, like on the volume profile, lower. It has had lower points of control here after all of this. So yeah, I just want to point this out. This is going to be bullish again soon, and like perhaps towards the end of the year or perhaps early in the next year. But so I want you guys to keep this on watch. This one has been a really nice trader for a long time. Like all this, like half the year, it's been going really nicely, and even in here, this offered some quite like nice trades, buying those dips and getting out in the tops, like respecting those levels quite well. So just keep that one on watch, but nothing to look at right away. Microsoft I like. It's nice strength, while some other tech stocks are showing like some indecisiveness just at the moment. Um, so this is one of the few that I looked at that actually is over the middle Celt, over the 20 SMA, over the 14 actually, and everything's still kind of in that uptrend. It recovered really nicely from the sell-off early in the week. So this one again, I would like to see like some price acceptance over 150 before we can move higher. In general, like what you probably hear out of the way I'm talking, I don't think we are just ready to keep moving higher, like in the market in general, just yet. I think there's too many charts that I've looked at that are showing indecisiveness, showing a bit of weakness, or just showing like that there's a bit of insecurity after this sell-off, whether this was it or whether we're gonna keep going. So unless like there's some of the leaders like Apple and other stocks like reclaiming certain levels, I am going to be careful to add to my longs. I mean, I'm slightly long just with the premium I sold on the flush on, was it Tuesday or yesterday? I'm not sure anymore. I yeah, might have been Tuesday. Anyway, just I would urge some caution here. Next thing, Wayfair. This one I'm starting to look at. I think this is probably one of the few that could be looked at today, because we've seen a quite decisive rejection of the middle Celt here with this increased volume. Um, uh, though it has positive news, hasn't been taken too well though. So and showing a little bit of weakness in the after hours yesterday. So if this could break this low at, what's that, 78.60, and confirm underneath, that would also coincide with the lower Celt. I think we could. I just see something. We also have like a bit of support here. Um, so this, yeah, if this gets through this 76.60, that would probably be the last deciding factor for it to fill this gap here at 65, which is a nice little move lower. So yeah, it looks weak to me. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It looks weak. It looks like it wants to break. This looks like a lower high. So watch it intraday. Set alerts when it breaks. Like set maybe what you could do is say it breaks. It breaks that first level, the 78. What is it? 78.60. If it comes back up into it and it looks like it's like, the tape kind of looks like it's holding a resistance, that's where you could enter like an initial small position. Then you let it go and see if it can break underneath that 76.20 level. I would probably even do 76, because whole numbers are usually psychological level. Comes back underneath. I mean, depending on what kind of trader you are. If you're aggressive, you can short the break. I have not had the best experiences shorting or chasing breakouts or breakdowns, so I would probably wait for a retracement into the level. That's where you could add, and then you could like as soon as you add here, your average is going to be like somewhere in between here. So you could stop out, say over any of those levels where it came from. That would give you or you could even, like, if you want to use a wide stop, you could stop out over this. That will give you a really nice risk reward all the way down to here, and a nice trade overall. I think just looking at like a bearish kind of trade that could be done in this scenario right here. Okay, not last one, second to last. Cisco. Come on. Oh, my internet is slow. This one actually, see, this one looks weak too. This one has actually broken below those levels. So if this can break under this 43.74, not too many levels here on the left. So this has room to go to 43, and then we have about a 50-cent kind of range where there's like some support, and then after that we have room to go on at least until 41.50, and then a gap to fill until 41. So this one doesn't look too good either. Like rejected the lower Celt. This is, I think, you know what? I need some bearish delta. I'm actually going to put on a short, like a put credit spread, if I can, at the open today, just so I have because uh, I'm slightly long on my portfolio, so I'm going to neutralize my delta and add some bearish delta with this Cisco trade. So yeah, I think that's something that definitely could be looked at. Let me just bring up the platform real quick so I can show you how I would do this. Log in. Okay, here we go. So the way I would do this, once it freaking loads, this stuff, come on, load them. Here we go. So say you want to for premium selling strategies, and to give this enough time, I would probably go out to the where are you? To the monthly. This is a nice, this is actually perfect range. 45 days is the optimum. So let's see, this is quite low volatility. It's IB rank of 27. That's just at the threshold. So say this is a $2 wide spread. That is actually not looking too good. Let's see, perhaps you could do this. $5 wide. That is probably is more going into the 50-50 kind of range. Let's look at our target real quick. 42. You know what? This could be something you could probably do. Has a 50-50 chance to work out, but with a premium and probably managing ahead of time, this could still work out. It's not exactly by the book, by the rule book, but 42 is a decent target, I think. Let me just check what I could do if I actually buy some premium. So it's $3 wide. Actually, maybe that makes more sense in this scenario here. It's not perfect either, but with like a debit spread, you usually want to risk one to make one. So this is probably a bit closer. So I would probably do this, because that way it only has to go to 42 to get to max profit, whereas with the calls with the short call spread, it has to go past 42 to realize its max profit. Just a different kind of way of thinking. And what I also like is if Cisco sells off, volatility increases. Volatility is low right now in this stock, so a long spread is actually going to work better. So I would probably do it like this. If you want to get riskier, you can make it $5 wide and pay 170 to make 330. That's kind of nice as well. That's 2 to 1. I wouldn't. Let's see. What was the target that I said? Yeah, to be honest, this is would probably be too far because the target is 41. Like most optimal target is 41. So from like a realistic kind of point of view, this is probably the better case. We're risking a little bit less than we are gonna be able to make. Probability is slightly below 50, but it's okay. So this is probably the kind of spread I would do. This is actually what I'm going to put on at the open today. So this is how I'm kind of assessing, which one would be better, because yeah, this one has not really enough range to do anything wider. But I think that $3 wide debit spread would be a nice, like low risk, low reward kind of trade. All right, last one. I'm already at 20 minutes again, so I apologize. Starbucks, it's the last one on my list. This, again, is a longer term kind of outlook. I like this one very much bullish. Like held this middle celt quite nicely. It's in general curling around here, like we're flattening out the moving averages. We are just about to cross over bullish here with the 14 over the 30. We held that 200 several times, 3 times. And like looking at how hard a lot of other stocks sold off, this has shown quite a bit of relative strength. So I think this could actually be another one where you could put on like a 45-day kind of premium selling strategy kind of trade for this one. So let's perhaps like try this one as well. Earnings is going to be on January 23rd. So usually you don't want to sell premium like 1 or 2 expirations before earnings, because usually volatility increases ahead of earnings. So you're kind of at a little bit of a I think it's going to draw a little bit on your profits, but perhaps like if the Starbucks works out before that, you're not going to be affected by this. So let's still look like there's this expires on the 17th. That's almost a week before earnings. So that means like this expiration would already be fine, but I like to go into the monthlies for something like this. So looking at where this is right now, like say we consider that 200 MA always still as support. This one is at 83. So see if we can. This is probably going to be too far out for $2.50. Yeah, let's put it at the money. $2.50. Risk two to make one. That is actually optimal for a premium seller selling kind of strategy. I think as a starting position, this is actually quite decent. Has pretty good average odds, pretty good odds of making 50%. And with the market still having bullish drift, this one showing relative strength, this is probably something you could put on as well. This is actually perfect risk two to make one. That's actually textbook stuff. But liquidity, at Starbucks, it's all good. Yeah, so that's probably something you could put on as well. Or if you want to wait for just a little bit of a pullback, that's probably fine as well. But honestly, I would actually not have a problem putting that one on. And if it wants to pull back, I would just put on a little bit more because this looks quite bullish to me. All right, guys, this has been it. I hope it has not been too long. I should have done all the educational stuff in the beginning when I still had everyone's education. But anyway, if you liked the damn video, then please smash the like button and comment for the YouTube algorithm so we get more people interested in our stuff, so we can reach more people and grow our group into like a even bigger and awesomer options trading warrior army, whatever you want to call it. It's been actually a pleasure to watch you guys recently. I think some of you guys are really starting to click. So yeah, let's just continue supporting each other the way we do. I think there's so much cool stuff coming in the new year. We have so much planned, and I think we really have some. I say this every day, but I really am excited about what we are starting here, and it's all because of you guys. So yeah, let's continue. You guys have a nice trading day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.